And welcome back once again at half of today's game. And at the half, we get a great opportunity to speak with another member of this year's Hall of Fame induction class into the Athletics Hall of Fame at Bucknell University, as Tricia Plasko Rocchino joining me now. Congratulations. What a great honor, Trish.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. I'm so excited.
Oh, deservedly so. To be inducted into an Athletics Hall of Fame takes a tremendous amount of work. And you put so much time and effort into your field in sprints and jumps and relays. You really did deserve this honor. I don't know if you expect that, but you really did.
Oh, thank you so much. It is a lot of work, but it is so worth every bit of it.
When you take a look at your history, and in 1991, the Patriot League was holding its inaugural outdoor championships in track and field, and you were part of that team. How exciting was that moment with a few new teams, some you were quite familiar with, but a few new teams, and Bucknell, you helped Bucknell win that initial title.
Yeah, it was a very exciting time. I remember the build up to it being a very intense, but also very exciting time. And the memories of that win and the pictures I still have of me and my teammates celebrating afterwards, it is a cherished memory.
10 conference gold medals during your career. When you look back at that, is there anything, I'm sure that 1991, the outdoor championship would be a tremendous memory, but are there any individual events that really stick out in your mind?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say. There are so many really great ones, but I think the ones I enjoyed the most, to believe it or not, were always the 4x1 relay. I guess because that one was fun. Not that the individual events are not fun, but they are, you feel the pressure, you feel a bit more challenged. And when you have your relay team and you're together, and we had such a close bond, that I would say I always enjoyed the 4x1 relay absolutely the best.
That's interesting. You know, you think of track and field as an individual sport, but really it is a big team, and then they got the microcosm of the relay team. So that kind of brings that all to a front, doesn't it?
It really does. And that's a great time for us to really work together. We spent a lot of time working on handoffs and perfecting the steps, and I do think that it made a huge difference. It was an absolutely something that a lot of teams take just like, oh yeah, the relays. But we really did spend a lot of time focusing on the nuances of it.
And how much did winning the relays actually help the team as a whole to win that championship?
Oh, absolutely. You know, when you come down to a really competitive meet like that, every single event matters. Absolutely.
You, of course, were under Art Golden's tenure, but he wasn't your position coach, if you will, sprints coach. Talk a little bit about Coach Hodge.
Well, Coach Hodge was quite a character. Unfortunately, he has since passed away, but he's near and dear to my heart. I just feel like sometimes when you have a coach who has to take into account all of the personalities and the challenges and nerves of every athlete, he was really perfect for me because he knew when to kind of give me a hug, but he also knew when to kind of kick me in the butt. And I think I needed a little bit of both.
Did you need it more in the individual races? We talk about the relay, but the 100 and 200, those, to be quite honest, those were the top of the line for you. Did he have to, help motivate you for those?
I feel like for me, I think a lot of athletes go through this. It's just not always really talked about, but I had a lot of performance anxiety. And I think when you are dealing with somebody who has the abilities but needs to get those nerves under control, it's really important to have the right balance of support and help. It was never really about motivation. It was really about getting your mind under control to be able to handle some of those nerves that you see even with professional athletes and Olympic athletes. A lot of times it's not the talent, it's the nerves.
Or even entertainers, when they go up on stage, that could be really difficult. The 100 and 200 and the relays, why did you feel like you were, let's focus on the 100 and 200 first. Why did you feel like you were so good in those individual races? Did you have a great start? Kind of talk us through that.
Well, I think they say that sprinters are born. You're kind of either faster or you're not. Like, you can improve. Believe me, I did improve from my high school through my college days. But it's one of those things I knew from early on that I was fast. And then I think the the part that made it was that desire. I was very competitive. No one likes to lose, but I really didn't like to lose. And I do think that Coach Hodge and some of the other athletes, we really focused on the form and the drive and the ability to run through races even when you're feeling like you are tired and you don't have it, and those things come into play. And I do think that I had very good form and that ability to get through those hard end of the races.
What about on the relay? Which part of the relay did you typically run?
Well, it changed from year to year, depending on the needs of the team. But I typically ran either the straightaways. I was either the second runner or typically the anchor because my speed, I felt, was our best advantage on the straights. The curves are a challenge. You can run very fast on a curve, but it is a lot harder. So I felt like my speed came through better on either a second or a fourth leg.
As we said, you did a tremendous job on the track, but you also did so well in class. How tough was that for you to come to a school like Bucknell, which obviously the academics are very, very difficult, and to be able to marry those two when you probably didn't have much time for anything else other than track and academics, did you?
One of the things that I thought was so tremendous about the track team was our cross-country team and our track team. We were very driven academically as well. We had very high GPAs. We helped each other. We were very focused. I don't know that without my teammates' ability to help us. We ate lunch together. We ate dinner together. We went and studied together. We supported each other. And if there was something that you didn't understand or that you needed help with, there was always somebody on the team who could pull you in. And really, you wanted to do well for your team and for yourself, but you wanted to do well for everybody else as well.
That's very interesting. Before we let you go, for those folks who haven't been able to catch up with you, what are you doing now? Give us a little bit of a history of what Tricia Rocchino, now if you want, Tricia Rocchino is doing.
Well, it's interesting. So I received my master's degree here as well in school counseling and school psychology. And now I am a school counselor for the last 25 years for the Colonial School District in Plymouth Meeting. And ironically, what would you think my specialty is? I really work well with kids who have anxiety. And I love what I do. I do think that part of a job is, you have to do what you have to do to get paid and to get your salary. But when you love your job, it really makes all the difference. And I love the community I'm working in and the kids that I get to help. And it doesn't always feel at work. It feels like my second family.
That is so awesome. Well, congratulations. You're part of the Bucknell family, and now you're part of the Hall of Fame family. Congratulations, Trish.
Thank you so much.
Once again, great honor for Tricia Plasko Rocchino. She